Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Tiny Stockings Lighthouse. That is this guy. There we go. My grandma loves lighthouses, so when I saw there was a pattern of a lighthouse, I was like, perfect, done. It was like, lighthouses don't scream Christmas time for me, but it has a cute snowman in it. But it doesn't matter because my grandma likes lighthouses, so whether it was Christmassy themed or not, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go cross stitch now. Okay, the next question is 61. What movie title best describes your life? Uh, you know what? I know we've gotten this one before because I was a horrible person and I made the joke of Beauty and the Beast, but David is incredibly attractive, so it still does not apply. So, I mean, Tangled. Tangled works because my hair does get tangled a lot, even though I have now cut it, and it's like 24 inches or 23 or whatever it was at. Clueless Clueless still fits, still works, because I'm a bit of an airhead. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know. What's to say? Would it be as dramatic as The Notebook or as crazy as The Hangover? Okay, the movie title The Notebook isn't dramatic at all. Like, yes, you write in a notebook, therefore your life is described with The Notebook. That's not dramatic. The Hangover, yeah, that would be a pretty crazy way to describe your life. If you are constantly hungover, I hope you're happy. I don't know if you can be, but I hope. 62 is the only human left on Earth. What would you do? We have discussed this at length, and David was here for that one, so no. 63. What is one of your favorite smells? Another one that we have been over. Vanilla and old books. 64. Ever tried putting a bunch of glue on your palm and then peeling it off? No, I haven't. That was never appealing to me. Oh, that was terrible. I apologize. But yeah, no, that just... I've seen other people do it. I saw other people do it when I was really young. I saw them do it when I was in high school. And I was just like, really? Like, that's what you're doing with your time? Wasting glue? Yeah, no. 65. If you had to change your name, what would your new one be? I wouldn't, because I really like my name. So if I absolutely had to, I would switch my first name and my middle name, and I would be Lee Elizabeth. I like Elizabeth Lee more personally, but I'm cool with it. 66. What's the funniest joke you've ever heard? I mean, there are so many good jokes. Gosh. I feel like once you've heard them several times, they're not as funny, though. Like, I loved blonde jokes back in the day. And when I was younger, one of my favorite jokes was, three guys stumble upon a genie, and the genie says each of them can get one wish instead of, one of them trying to fight for three wishes. Each of them gets one. So the first guy thinks for a little while, and he's like, you know what? Make me the smartest person on Earth. And the genie snaps his fingers. Dude becomes the smartest one on Earth. And the second guy's like, hey, you know what? I like that. Make me twice as smart as him. Boom, it happens. And the third guy's like, well, I'm not going to be left behind as the idiot. Make me 10 times as smart as both of them combined. Turns him into a woman. So, like, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it, but it made me laugh, and I really enjoyed it. Let's see. Really good blonde joke that I always got a kick out of was, a blonde walks into a store, she walks around, she finds an employee, and she's like, hi, I'd like to buy this microwave, please. And the employee is like, I'm sorry, ma'am, we can't sell that to blondes. And she's just like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't sell that to blondes. And he walks away. So she leaves, and and she buys a wig. She comes in and she has on a brown wig, and so she finds the same employee and she's like, hello, I'd like to buy this microwave, please. And he's like, I'm sorry, I can't sell that to blondes. And she's like, I'm not a blonde, I'm a brunette. And he's like, sorry, ma'am, we can't sell that to blondes. So it just goes on and on and on. She comes in, in crazy wigs, like a clown afro that's just rainbow colors, everything. And every single time, the employee's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't sell that to blondes. So she gets down to the last wire, and she's just like, okay, I want to buy this microwave, dude. I have the money. You won't let me buy it. I just want to buy this microwave. Why won't you sell it to me? He's like, ma'am, it's because it's a TV. Like, it's so evil, but I love it. Blonde jokes are so funny. And, like, I've met a lot of blondes, and every blonde that I know always got a kick out of blonde jokes. I don't think any of the blondes I knew were idiots. There were a couple that were, like, airheads kind of like me, where it's like, oh, yeah, I should have realized that. Oops. But they're not stupid, So all of them enjoyed them. And there were a lot of jokes that I learned from my blonde friends. So whatever. But another one that I still to this day will tell people every once in a while, because I still get a kick out of it, is a guy walks into a bar, and there's a room off to the side where there's a bunch of blonde girls standing around a table, and they're just chanting 42, 42, 42. And the guy thinks it's really weird, goes up to the bartender, and he's like, what's going on with that? And the bartender's like, you'll have to talk to them. And the guy's curious enough, so he's like, okay. So he goes into the room, 42, 42, 42. And he interrupts them, and he's like, why are you guys chanting 42? What's going on? And one of the blondes says, oh, we just finished a puzzle in 42 days, but the box says 2 to 4 years. I like it because it's punny. Oh, I'm such a bad person. Can I tell a racist joke? Would that be bad? I mean, I've already mentioned it, so I might as well. Alright, so, one of the racist jokes that always made me giggle when I was in, middle school, high school. So, when I was immature and, still a bad person, there is a plane, and it's the pilot goes over the speaker, and he's like, hey, you guys, you all need to just dump whatever you can from the flight. We're too heavy. We're not going to make it unless we dump everything that we can. And so there are only 3 guys on board. There is an American, sorry, I'm trying to remember. I guess a Frenchman and a Mexican, I think. So they all talk, and then they collectively agree, like, okay, whatever we have too much of in our country, we can kick out. It's not needed. We'll be okay without it. So the Frenchman pours out all the wine. Really upset about it, obviously, but he pours it all out. The Mexican dumps out all, I want to say it was, like, tacos? Like, it was a racist joke, you guys. It's a racist joke. But he pours them all out. And the plane still weighs too much. The American looks around, and then he pushes the Mexican out. Yeah, it's a racist joke. So, I will say, especially now that I'm older and I understand a lot more, it is so difficult for someone, especially in Mexico, to come over to the U.S. Like, I understand why they come over illegally, because it can take upwards of 10 years to be able to come over here legally. And that is just so ridiculous to me, especially because there are a lot of illegal immigrants over here that are doing good for society. They do have good paying jobs, you know, and they are helping. They're not the nuisance that people like to claim that they are. So, you know, I have a lot more perspective now. I still think it's funny just because, you know, that's how people act. It's like, there's too many Mexicans in the U.S. There's too many blah, blah, blah. You know, it's always been a problem with the U.S. where we want to say that we're the melting pot and everyone is welcome here. But we also don't want you to overrun our country, and we want it to be us. And it's ridiculous all around. Wow, I got super duper sidetracked with that. I am so sorry, you guys. Do I have a joke to lighten the mood? Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm blanking. I'm sorry. Okay. Crap. I'm already starting it wrong. Two atoms walk into a bar, and one of them says, "Dude, I lost an electron." And the other one is like, "Wow, are you sure?" And the first one's like, "Yeah, man, I'm positive." It's another punny one. So, it's great. I like it. Moving on, now that I've shown all of my true colors and everyone hates me. 67. Who would you trade places with someone for a day and why? Okay, wait, that wording made no sense. So it should just be, who would you trade places with for a day and why? That someone makes no sense. I mean, who would I trade places? Well, obviously it would be a male, because, you know, I'd have the opportunity to be a dude. Can't say no to that. And then, because I want to be a guy, I want to know what it's like. I guess I could also choose to be a famous guy, because then I'd also know what it's like to be famous. I could kill two birds with one stone. Or maybe just a rich person. I don't know. If they are obscenely rich, you know what? Maybe I'll switch places with Bezos, and I'll wire myself a lot of money. No, I would immediately get caught and I'd get in so much trouble. But yeah, I don't know. But a dude. It'd be a dude. 68. Do you love pineapples on pizza? No, I don't, but that's because I just don't like pineapple. I don't want it on anything. But if you want pineapples on your pizza, dude, go for it. I am very happy for you. I hope you enjoy it, and that's all that matters. It's your pizza. 69. If you could have dinner with anyone from history, who would it be? We have done this so many times. Patton, that's like my go-to. 70. Who would play you in a movie of your life? I have had a couple people tell me that I look like Emma Stone in certain pictures. I don't see it personally, but I do love Emma Stone. She is a spectacular actress, and I'm absolutely honored because she is also super gorgeous. 71. If you could shop for free at one store. Okay, I know I have done this question before because I said Michael's, and then I was like, oh no, wait, it should probably be Joann's because there's more cross-stitch stuff. What's the worst thing you did as a kid? What was the worst thing I did as a kid? I wrote on the walls. I said mean things. If you could marry a fictional character, who would it be and why? I feel like Bobby Pendragon from Pendragon by DJ McHale would be a good one, because by the end he is an adult. But also, just the way he was characterized in the books, I feel like that's someone I would get along with. And that's very important. But, well, I mean, it's not gonna take them away from their loved one, right? It's just gonna, like, duplicate them out of their book into reality. Because I really like him with Courtney. I ship them. Ooh, you know what? Tuxedo Mask. He was hot. And smart. He was going to college to be a doctor. Like, that's cool. I don't know. 74. What television show do you plan your day around in order to see it live? None. Absolutely none. I do not watch TV live. I have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu. Do I have anything else? I think that's it. And honestly, that's already enough. Oh, DJ gets Disney Plus. So that, like, there's so many things, you guys, it's ridiculous. 75. Which is better, a novel or a movie? I mean, in my experience, I'm going to have to say a novel. I think the only time I have read a book and seen a movie based off of that book where I actually preferred the movie was Holes with Stanley Yelnats. And that was still a really good book. It was just that movie was perfect. Like, it was perfect. So, yeah, overall, I'm going to have to go with novel just because the writer is only limited by their own imagination. As if they can write it, it'll happen. Versus in a movie, you know, maybe you want this dragon that can talk and change colors every second like a rainbow, and it looks completely believable, and the human eye can only barely see it. But you're not really it's probably not going to look so good when you do that. Like, if you CGI it, it's going to look fake because CGI. And if you use a puppet, that's going to be really difficult. You're probably going to have to do some stop motion animation, and there's always downsides with that, unfortunately. As cool as it looks, you can still tell that it's stop motion animation. And if you have a human actor with this dragon, it's going to be really difficult to get either of those to work seamlessly. So, But I will say, if you only have 2 hours, that movie's going to be better because you'll finish the movie. Most people, I feel like, will not finish a novel in 2 hours. Or at least in my mind, a novel is like hundreds of pages. I don't know if there's a definition for length with novel. I apologize if I'm wrong. 76. If you could read minds, who would you want to read? I mean, David's. Like, that's my man. I want to make sure that, like, if there's something about me that he dislikes, that I can work on that. Or explain to him why he shouldn't hate me for it. Any animal. Honestly, every single animal I walk across, I would want to read their mind and just get a glimpse into what it's like to be so just perfectly happy. My boss, obviously, because then, you know, if there's just one thing that I really need to work on that I haven't been told, well, now I know, and I can work on that, and I can better myself and be better for the company, and who would say no to that? I mean, back in the day when I was in school, I would have chosen my teachers so I could cheat, but generally I didn't need to do that because I usually tested very well. So, yeah. 77. If you were told you only had 1 week left to live, what would you do? I would spend it all with David, and I'd see my family because I have a week, so I can also see them and his family and my friends. And I don't know if I would, like, if some angel appeared in front of me and was like, you have 7 days to live, enjoy them while you can. I don't know. Like, I feel like I would tell David, you know, on the off chance. Well, I don't know, because, like, what if he's like, Liz, I think we need to take you to the doctor. You're having hallucinations, you know? And then I've wasted my last week in the hospital. I don't know. Or if he does believe me, you know, his last 7 days with me are going to be really sad because he's going to know he's going to lose me. But at the same time, maybe it's better to have that heads up because then you know to really cherish those last moments. And I don't know if I'd want to tell my family. Because if it, that, oh God, I don't know. I feel like there are positives and negatives to both, where it's like, yeah, you know, maybe telling them is what will really get them to really appreciate the time with you. But on the other hand, what if they just spend it upset that they're going to lose you? And then it's tarnished their last moments with you. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I'm an idiot. The thing underneath says, what dreams would he or she fulfill with that ultimate motivating factor? I don't know. Is there anything else that I really want to do before I die? If I only have 7 days, not really. I mean, like, going to the amusement park would be fun, but COVID, and I don't want to, you know, get David sick just because I won't be here. Like, that's horrible. Yeah, no, this question ain't working for me. I'm moving on. 78. What's something that's true that almost nobody agrees with you on? That is a very weird question. And I don't know how to answer that. Let's see. We all have something we take seriously and believe in strongly, and it's the rest of the world that needs to wake up to our brilliance. No. Like, I genuinely, I don't have anything coming to mind. I don't know. I'm not good at this. 79. 79. Blah, 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 blah. If you were starting a company tomorrow, what would the top 3 core values for your company be? I feel like happiness would just have to be on there. Like, you know, pizza party every Friday and the company pays for it, not the, like, managers. Because in this situation, I'm assuming I'm the CEO. Because I remember we did a few pizza parties at Michael's, and it was just Mark and I, we were 2 of the managers, would, you know, buy pizzas and bring them in. When you make the low-level managers pay for stuff, it's that the company, Michael's did jack and squat for us, you guys. Like, oh yeah, we got shirts, and if I wear it into a Michael's, everyone will assume I work there, so I can't really wear that now that I no longer work at Michael's. So, happiness, keeping up morale. So, I could go with pizza parties every week with that. Getting things done on time and open communication. I'm not good at this. I don't know. Like, core values. I definitely would want an open door policy. I'd want people to feel comfortable talking to me or their other managers, because I know what it's like to not feel comfortable with that. And it sucks. It makes work difficult and stressful and not fun. How well can the candidate... Oh, these are interview questions. Do not ask someone in an interview this question. That's weird. Like, no. Especially if the company they're opening is absolutely nothing like the company they're interviewing for. No. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I don't have to do interviews anymore. I'm so glad that's behind me. Ay. And that is the end of Tiny Stockings Lighthouse. I got 3 hours and 30 minutes of footage. The pattern looks like it's different from what they actually use as an example picture, because my little house isn't all red. It's got brown in it. And what else was different? I don't remember, but there were differences, and I followed the pattern. Like in here, where is it? Oops. Their little house, like, it doesn't even need to focus. Their little house looks completely red. It looks like it's one color. It's not on the pattern, so I don't know. Looks fine to me, so I accept this. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys next video.